Maybe it's the ADHD, but when I'm into something, I go all in, balls to the wall. It becomes a thing that I'm obsessed with fixing it, with perfecting it, with checking it off my list. It's the dopamine fix that I'm looking for. And so I bring that energy in all my little hyperfixations, but especially when it comes to dating. I was getting a whole lot of dopamine from trying to perfect this perfect relationship, this perfect caricature of who I needed to be, who I wanted them to be, and I would end up losing myself. Now, here's the thing. Not everybody's neurodivergent, but I think a lot of people who struggle with love addiction, which is the persistent obsession of a person, a relationship, or the fantasy of who that person or relationship could be, who you would want them to be, the potential of it, mistaking that intensity for love. I think a lot of people who define themselves as lover girls, who define themselves as the women who love too hard, who, whether or not, it's a bad word to say that these days, but how to have that ride or die love. I think a lot of us can relate to that, to becoming hyperfixated on a person, on a relationship, and making it our everything. And not even setting out for it to happen that way, but just over time, slowly losing ourselves, slowly losing our standards, and kind of looking around and saying, how did I get here? In this week's episode of the Black Girls Heal podcast, I'm talking about 3 mistakes that love addicts typically make when it comes to dating and relationships for us to avoid, to have on our radar. So make sure that we can joyfully pursue or be open to relationships without losing ourselves, that we can be open to understanding, learning someone, enjoying them, and also having them enjoy us, and not be so much in our head, for those of us who may be in our head, or not be afraid to fall because when we fell before and ended up in tragedy. We can find a balance there. So you can listen to the latest Black Girls Heal podcast on your favorite podcast player, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, even our website, blackgirlsheal.org. And I hope that you enjoy it. Let me know your favorite tip in the comments below.